Hi everyone and welcome to this video. Today we are going to discuss overfitting and underfitting in machine learning. This is one of the concepts that you may encounter earlier on when understanding machine learning, and also it's a common concept that is asked around in several interviews in data analysis. When we are building a machine learning model, we want to come up with a model that not only performs well in the training data but also performs well in new or unseen data. Therefore, it will be able to have learned the exact patterns that are occurring in the data that is able to generalize well to an unseen data. Overfitting occurs when a model learns too much from the training data, including details that do not matter. This includes noise and outliers, and thus the model becomes too complex. And this, imagine a situation where you are trying to fit a very complicated curve to a set of points. The curve will go through every point but won't understand the exact pattern. In overfitting also, now here in a situation where we are having a classification task in this image, we are having these points, the red balls and the green balls, and we are having a line that is trying to perfectly separate the two points, and this may not actually be the true pattern, but rather it has trained so much on these features, trying to just separate them and having a higher training accuracy, but a low test or validation accuracy. A good case scenario also is where we are having students who memorize the answers instead of understanding the topic. They do well in tests, in the practice test, but may struggle in the final exam, which is a standard exam that just not only comes with the exact questions that were they saw during the training. Another cause of overfitting, in addition to the model complexity, is having a higher variance and a low bias, and also having a training data set that isn't too much or enough in order to understand the exact patterns going on in the data. Underfitting, on the other hand, is the opposite of overfitting, and here it occurs when the model is too simple to capture what's going on in the data. So, unlike in overfitting, where we had too much complexity, here we are having too much simplicity. And a good example here now is we are having a situation where it's a curve, a polynomial. We require a polynomial model, but we are fitting a linear model. Therefore, we are drawing a straight line in a situation where we are supposed to be drawing a curve. So, in addition to the oversimplification of the models, we also have not having enough parameters and having a higher variance and a low bias, and also a low or too little training time. This causes underfitting. As a consequence, we have poor accuracy on the training and also in the test data. So what can we do in order to avert the effects of overfitting and underfitting? So in overfitting, the first thing we can do is just improving the quality of the training data, and this includes doing good feature engineering so that you may be able to understand your data. Features that are not relevant, you can get rid of them. Features that are of high relevance, you can maybe optimize them. Also, you can increase the training data and also reduce the model complexity. You can also add a stopping during the training phase, and you can also employ techniques such as regularization and the lasso. For underfitting, you can just try to increase the model complexity, and here you can also just try to also increase the number of features or perform feature engineering based on how you've understood your variables, so that each variable it's given the exact weight that is required. Also try and remove the noise in the data and decrease the number of epochs or increase the duration of training so that you can be able to get better results. So in this video, we've been able to discuss overfitting and underfitting, their causes, and also the consequence of each, and why it's important to be able to account for overfitting and underfitting when performing machine learning techniques. Thanks guys for watching this. I'll see you in the next one.